Hi, Bobby here with Bobby's Guitar Lessons. I am going to talk to you about a few tips to get you started playing guitar. There's lots of advice out there on getting started, and these are just a few things that I think are really super important that you should consider getting started with right on. The first piece of advice I have is that if you're looking for a new guitar, and you really want to play and you don't have a guitar yet, check out one of my blog articles on how to purchase your first guitar. I've got on this page, and so to that, I've got some really great advice for what to look, things that you might want to consider when you're looking for a guitar, things that you might want to buy with your. So take a. So as far as like getting started, if you actually have a guitar and you want, I think there's a few things that you really got to. Number one is practice. You're not gonna get good at playing guitar unless you're practicing. There's just no way it's going to happen other than you don't just pick up an instrument and start playing instantly. Some people might have some more talent in that area than others, but most of us, we have to sit and practice every day. And what practice means, you play technique as well as songs. So just sitting down and playing a couple of is fine, but practice the technique on how to finger the chord, your posture. Practice does make perfect. However, if you practice it the wrong way, then you developing form, and that's to lead to issues later on. So practice it right the first time. So if you're trying to learn a G chord, practice how to form that G chord the correct way the first time and every single time you do it. So that way it becomes habit. Learn it from the beginning, it's going to become a bad habit. So keep that in mind when you're practicing. To practice way. The other piece of advice is avoid pain. This idea that you should have blisters on your fingers when you're playing. You want to practice. If your fingers are hurting, that's normal. You don't want your fingers to hurt so bad, painful, super painful. It's going to hurt developing the calluses. And, that's why I recommend you play maybe a half hour a day to get started, and you can increase that as you feel it. Don't strain your muscles. Do some stretches, stretch your hands out, stretch your fingers out so that you're not straining. If you get sores on your fingers, that's an issue because you have to let those heal before you can play again. And then you're not playing, and that's not fun. You're not enjoying. Biggest thing about playing any instrument is. Another thing is to practice really good posture when you're playing, because I'm doing this right now. I'm hunkered over doing this video. Be in a comfortable position, whether your right arm should just lay over the guitar nicely. Let me show you really quick. Is comfortably, I'm in a sitting position. My right, resting with my elbow right at the seam here, so that my hand is over the sound hole. And my left arm is at about a 90-degree angle with the frets, so that when I'm fretting it, I'm not straining my arm this way or I'm up. So keep that in mind. You want to be in a comfortable position. Keep your back, straight, and don't lean over like this. I tend to hunch like this, so and just so I can see the fretboard and all that, but try not to do that as much as possible. My back definitely starts to feel it after a few minutes, and then but there you go. Just make it feel nice and natural. And when you're fretting, you want to make sure that your thumb is in a good position too. So, and we're going to go over that in some of the lessons I have, but having your body in the right position to begin with is going to make it a lot easier. So that's a big thing right there, is keeping good posture. The other thing that's really super important is trim your nails. So the thing is with your right hand, you could probably keep your nails a little bit longer, and if you're doing finger style, that's actually kind of handy. But with your left-handed, you want to have short trimmed nails, and super short, as short as you can get them with. My first guitar instructor told me to use a file to file them down. You can want. The other thing I do is I will cut them when I get out of the shower, because they're softer when you get out of the shower. And I'll do it a couple of hours before I want to play, so that they have time if I, hurt something or whatever, I'll do it. But that, rest after that trauma could help you a lot. One other piece of advice, when you're practicing, especially if you're practicing for more than in order to keep good posture, having a music stand or something that you, or your music on book, whatever, is going to really help your posture and help you be more comfortable. It's going to put the music at the right eye level for you and keep it as high or low as you to in order for it to be comfortable. So I highly, if you get stuck playing something, ask questions. There's a million forums out there. I have one on this website. Ask me. You can email me directly. I will be happy to know everything. Even though the greatest books out there, you might still have questions about how to do something a certain way, or maybe there's a different way you can play it that's easier for you. Not everybody's going to play the same chords, so that you can all and go on the forum, check it out, and ask your question there. And that's also a really good play. And because sometimes if I'm not around, someone else might get on there and help you out too. So that's one of my fun. So I think the biggest thing with playing guitar is just to have fun. There's always going to be some work involved if you want to get good and have good technique, but having fun means playing. And for me, like when I was growing up, that meant like Led Zeppelin or the Beatles, that kind of thing, because those were my favorite. And so those are the ones I wanted to learn. And when I finally stopped just doing technique and playing those songs, I was having a hell of a lot more fun. And then I started playing around people, and that's where it's really fun. Is like other people get involved, and you have somebody else maybe you can play with, that you can bounce things off of. One of you plays rhythm, the other plays lead, or you both can play rhythm, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. Just have fun. If it's fun, do it. If you're not having fun, then we can figure some other to have some fun. There's going to be but even the work can be fun. And I think when it comes to playing guitar, even practicing technique has its fun moments, because you practice that technique and then you find a song that you can actually play that technique on, and you're like, oh wow, that's cool. So anyway, those are some of my getting started. I'll have more tips as we go. I'll keep this as we go, but those are the most important when you're first starting out, I think, for you to really and have fun. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.